What's up, football fans? Coach Kevin Smith back with you to do another call sheet breakdown. Today we're taking a look at University of Georgia offensive tackle Amarius Mims. Hey, before we dive in, if you could give us a follow here at the Fans First Sports Network YouTube channel, or check out my new Twitter page at Coach's Call Sheet. Follow me there for lots of content draft-wise and football related in general. All right, Amarius Mims, fascinating prospect, man. You can see the graphic there, 6'8", 340 pounds. He's a massive individual, and he ran the 40 in just over 5 seconds. That's exceptionally athletic. He's got great length. He played right tackle at Georgia, but a lot of people see him as perfectly suited to play left tackle in the NFL. You can see in the photo there on the right how he towers over the Georgia training staff. The problem is Mims spent a lot of time with that training staff. Various injuries limited him to just 8 career starts at Georgia, so he's a hard guy to get a read on simply because of the limited film. But what you're going to see in this breakdown is that this guy has a huge potential and a really high ceiling as an NFL tackle. All right, for this breakdown, I pulled clips from Georgia's national semifinal game against Ohio State from 2022, the Peach Bowl game. And it was a really good matchup for Mims. He was matched up against Ohio State pass rusher JT Tuimoloau. Here they are there. This is Mims and Tuimoloau. Tuimoloau, one of the better pass rushers in college football. This first rep showcases some of the best and worst of Mims in pass protection. We'll run it here. You see Tuimoloau come off the edge, try and go wide on Mims, and Mims kind of just runs him out of the picture there. I mean, he uses his length really, really well. One of the things that he does well also is he tends to shut down inside counter rushes by not overextending. He's so long that he doesn't have to jump out real fast. So you see here right off the jump, right? He kicks out quickly, but there's no inside pass rush for Tuimoloau. Tuimoloau can't beat him into the C gap there. He's going to have to go wide and go around. And when you have to go wide and around on Mims, that's a problem simply because of his size and length. And there you see Tuimoloau try to go wide. And again, Mims runs him out of the picture. But if we go back, you're going to see one of the problems that Mims sometimes has. Watch his posture in this pass rep, right? Look at how much forward lean there is right here. Again, Mims has got way too much weight forward. You think about elite pass rushers in the NFL. What would an edge guy like TJ Watt do to that? You can almost picture TJ Watt swat those arms and rip around and bend the edge to the quarterback. So obviously Mims has some stuff to clean up, predominantly his posture, keeping his chest up, not getting overextended. But if he does that, he's going to be an elite NFL pass protector. So in this next clip, Tuimoloau goes with a different tact, right? Here's Mims. Again, here's Tuimoloau. And he's just going to try to simply bull rush him, right? And I guess, hey, I went wide. Let's counter back with a different move. And you'll see this doesn't really go anywhere. Mims is just too big. He's too big to be able to knock back. He's 340 pounds. Tuimoloau goes about 270. You're giving away 70 pounds. Most NFL edge rushers are going to be in that range somewhere. So Mims is going to be a guy who's just going to be tough to push into the quarterback. Right, his base is better there, right? You see that wide base as he kind of anchors in. A lot of times offensive linemen are taught when you sense the bull rush, immediately drop anchor, which means widen your feet, sink your butt, and give yourself a great base. And Mims does that here, and this is a good rep for him. Again, he's a tough guy to beat in pass protection because of his length, his size, his strength. We mentioned what an athlete Mims was. He plays really well in space. Watch him here on this receiver screen. Georgia's just going to throw a quick little screen out to this receiver in the left slot. Again, here's Mims at right tackle. He's going to climb all the way up here to the third level. And this poor Ohio State safety right here, boy, he's going to wind up getting tossed onto his back by Mims. But watch how easily Mims gets out of his stance. He almost looks like he's going for a jog when he takes off here, sort of jaunting out to find the safety. And then at this point, yikes. You know, you see a lot of that on the film. You see Mims just casually disposing of defenders and knocking them on their butt, right? Again, I mean, this is not great form. Look, he's straight up and down right here. I mean, I would love to see him try to get himself into a better hitting position, sinking the hips, getting the hands ready to strike sooner. But his length is so great, and he's just so strong and big that, man, when you come into contact with him, that's what happens right there. So there's a lot of this stuff. This is not a standalone play. You see a lot of this on Mims' film. Here's another example, kind of the best and worst of Mims, this time in the run game. Georgia's going to run just a little split zone play. They're going to motion down and kick the edge, and everybody's going to zone back this way. All right, and the back's going to actually wind this back to the backside, and you're going to see Mims here at the right tackle spot, locked on the edge defender here. And again, watch what happens because of Mims's length. Right, the edge defender's got to try to play off this block, but he's just too big to play through, so he has to go around. And now the running back hits it up the seam for a nice gain there. Again, extension. The edge defender tries to swim on that, but when he swims, he takes himself out of position. Mims is just too big. He doesn't get beat across his face. Excellent. But as we were looking at before with Mims, you have some problems sometimes with lean, right? Look at his lean there. Look at his posture. One of the reasons that the edge defender is able to play off of him and try to make a play on the back is because there's too much weight forward. So that's the biggest thing that I see that he's got to clean up, whether it's in pass pro or the run game. He's got to get his chest up, and he can't have so much weight forward, or really good NFL defenders are going to make him pay for that mistake. Here's a similar concept from Georgia, split zone going the other way. This is Brock Bowers. He's going to be your motion guy. Everybody's going to kind of work back this way, and you're going to see the back hit it downhill. If I could nitpick another problem area for Mims, is I think his inexperience sometimes causes him to really not be sure of his assignment, right? You'll see him climb to the second level here, and he doesn't find somebody to block right away, so he stands in the hole. And if there's one thing that drives offensive line coaches, and coaches in general, crazy, is when a big lineman like that stands in the hole. You're going to hear line coaches, I should say, you're going to hear line coaches scream, find somebody to block. I mean, that's the big thing here, right? Don't do this. Don't stand here and look around, right? Just go find a guy, right? Go get on this guy. Go climb to the safety. Do something. Don't stand and look around and potentially get in the way of the back. But again, that's probably inexperience. This is not a guy who had a ton of reps, and probably stuff that will be able to be coached out of him over time. Things you cannot coach, however, are the benefits of being 6'8", 340 pounds, right? Watch Mims here, another run play. As he climbs, he's going to chip here and now climb to the second level. And again, here comes another poor Ohio State defender who's about to be deposited onto the ground, like a grown man throwing down a small child, right? Here's the chip, and then, whoo. I mean, look at the suddenness, right? And the violence with which this blow is thrown. I mean, when Mims gets his hands on guys, I mean, he does violent things. And I love the very end of this play, right? I love after he deposits him on the ground, this part, right? This here, keeps staying after him at the end. He's got a little bit of nasty. And I think that is something, man, that will benefit him tremendously at the NFL level. One more thing I really like about Mims is he's a finisher, man. He blocks to the echo of the whistle. That kind of effort is something that will, again, endear him to a lot of NFL coaches. Watch him on this play. This is a creative little design by Georgia, right there. This is Mims right here. They're not going to block. They're not going to block Ohio State's edge defender right here. So you get Ladd McConkey there with a little motion. And all these guys on the left side are going to reach this way like it's going to be a jet sweep concept. And then these blockers are now all going to reach right because you're running a little bit of a toss sweep here to the running back. And now Mims are right there in the middle. He's going to climb up here and block the middle linebacker. But again, watch him as he plays to the whistle. That's the thing I really love about him. He will play to the whistle. He's going to drive this backer to the back of the end zone and then finish with a shove. One thing you hear line coaches talk about all the time, finish with a shove. Why do you finish with a shove? Because one, you know that you're keeping your hands on a guy to the whistle. And two, it shows the refs you're not holding. Extend and get them off you so they don't think you're holding the guy. Great rep here by Mims. So Amarius Mims, man, one of the more interesting players in this draft and one of the more challenging evaluations because, again, limited reps, but incredible potential. You see his size, you see his athleticism, you see he's got a little bit of get after it in him. And the question will be, do teams feel as though they want to spend a high first-round pick on him and bank on that potential, or does the lack of reps scare them off? My suspicion is he will go in the middle of that first round. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers picking at number 20 love him, and so that'll be an interesting spot to see if he winds up there with his Georgia teammate Broderick Jones. Either way, Amarius Mims is going to be a really interesting guy to keep your eyes on. All right, it's Coach Kevin Smith with another call sheet breakdown. Draft's only a couple days away, man. Let's gear it up. Can't wait, people. All right, take care.